Alrighty then. Yo, what's up guys? It's me, Spider-Van1 here, and we are back with another video on the channel. This video was supposed to be a different video, and I'll explain that in just a few minutes. But welcome to the Black Ops 6 review video. A few questions, if people are asking them. The first one is, where's the Seasons video? So this video that you're seeing right now was supposed to be the normal Seasons video, like the Modern Warfare 3 one last year, but that won't be happening this year. And the main reasoning for that is because the whole idea that I had, whenever I would go to render out that video, it would either get stuck at 1% or 5%, and I'm not sure why. Compared to the Modern Warfare 3 video that I did the last year, I edited out each season as their own different things, and I rendered those out as their own separate things, and then I brought it all together into one major project. And for some odd reason, it just would not go past 5% whenever I would try to render out that video. I don't know why that was. And whenever I was editing those Seasons video, which I do have that video, I could upload that if people would want me to upload that. It's just the only problem is that I put in like little cut here style things, so I knew where to cut the gameplay or like the season stuff, and basically put it in so that I could enter in my own like gameplay and stuff like that, if you get what I mean. Like, I'll put up a thing on the screen right now of like a little idea of essentially what I put, and that is what is rendered out in that current project. Like, I could upload that and just say whatever and kind of just put cuts in the video and then say, don't watch this, don't watch this, don't watch this, don't watch this. Just throughout the entire video. I decided to just cancel that out entirely, and if people would want to see that video, it's an hour and 40-ish minutes. But if you don't want to see that, then this video is the best idea that I got. And I could have taken the time to edit the video out like normal again, but I'm pretty sure I deleted the footage that I used in the making of that video. So like all the Seasons content and all like the actual like content recordings and stuff. Pretty sure I ended up deleting those after I ended up rendering out those sections of the video. That's the reasoning for why there is going to be no Seasons video this year, and instead we're doing this Black Ops 6 review video. And another question is, why am I not using Black Ops 6 footage in the background? Which the background footage that you're probably seeing right now is me just going for headshots on the SMGs in Black Ops 7. Because that's where I'm currently at with the Singularity grind in the Road to Singularity series on the channel, which more episodes of that will be, coming out next week, as that's when I'm going to start uploading that series. And I'm also not too sure that I want to use the Black Ops 6 footage that I have, just in case if that is the reason for the video didn't want to go through. But honestly, you never know. I could have probably used that Black Ops 6 video or footage, but I just don't know if that's the reasoning for why that video won't render out. But anyways, so what this video is going to be is just a review on the game, where I'll be going over where I'd rank each of the seasons of the game, telling you about my favorite weapons in the game, my favorite maps in the game, and I'll go through some of the things that I liked about this game and some of the things that I didn't. And I'll also be telling you my stats for both multiplayer and zombies. And then for the final thing in this video, I'll be telling you my review of this game in general before I end up ending off this video. And the original time for like the Seasons video in general was supposed to be around 2 hours and 32 minutes. So I think this video will probably turn out better for length and just for everything in general. Plus I'm going to make up cuts in this video, so then my audio is kind of just flowing throughout the entire thing, and there aren't really any like dead spaces in between me talking and me not talking. And also for the footage in the background, these are kind of just like the best games that I got. If I don't end up getting headshots throughout some of these matches that I end up showing, then I don't end up getting headshots. I was kind of just going for headshots in the back of my mind, but kind of just wanted to get the best footage that I could. Again, sorry that this video isn't the Seasons video that I wanted to make. It's mostly a sorry for myself, but as well to other people if they were excited for this year's Seasons video, but this isn't the video that I wanted to make. I did really want to make that Seasons video again. That's the video that I should have uploaded. But I'll learn for next time and just edit everything as one big huge project for the entire video. And you can bet that for next year, for this current year of Black Ops 7, I'm going to have one of those videos for this game. So anyways, here we go for the Black Ops 6 review in general. So the first thing that I'm going to be going over is where I'd rank each of the seasons of this game. And to be honest with you, unlike Modern Warfare 3, where there was a definitive great season, which was Season 3, there isn't really any season that I'd say stood out amongst the rest. Out of all like the seasons of this game, and yes, I'm including the preseason, all the way up until Season 6. So in a list of 1 through 7 of ranking these seasons, honestly, I don't really have that big of a list. But to be honest with you, the thing that I will say is that out of all my rankings, in the first place, I'd put the preseason of the game all the way up until Season 3. And then in second place, I'll be putting Season 4 all the way to Season 6. And so the reasoning for this is mostly because Seasons 1, or the preseason to Season 3 had the most weapons, they had the most maps, and they had just the most content in general. And then Season 4 and onwards was kind of where they were saving content for Black Ops 6, or for Black Ops 7, sorry. And I'm pretty sure that's the reasoning for why we never got more content. I will say like the zombies side of stuff even was affected by this, and even the Warzone side of things was affected by this. But anywhere from Seasons 1 to 3 had the most amount of content as far as like weapons and maps and stuff. And then Season 1 to 4 had the most maps, but I'd still rank Season 1 through 3 as like the best for maps. And Season 4 is kind of just on the second half of this, mostly because Seasons 4 through 6 had less weapons, they had less maps, they just had less content in general, because I'm pretty sure they were trying to save that stuff for Black Ops 7. But I think for me personally, I had the most fun with this game from the preseason all the way up until Season 2, as that is when I was mostly going for dark matter in this game. I also had a decent amount of fun when the Season 4 Reloaded, or somewhere in Season 4 and onwards when I was going for the Nebula camo. The more that I think about this, the more that I think I just need a goal inside of these games, and that's the reasoning for why I enjoyed those seasons most. But the preseason to Season 2/3 were the times where I was having the most fun with this game. And then Season 4 and onwards was kind of where I was just not having as much fun, but I was still playing the game because it was something simple to boot up. And I also had another challenge, which was going for the Nebula camo. So overall, I'd rank the preseason of this game to Season 3 as like the #1 spot. And I'd also rank the seasons like 4 to 6 in the second spot. And most of these seasons don't really match up to Modern Warfare 3 Season 3, to be honest with you. So I'd still say that that was higher, but for this game at least, it was preseason to Season 3, and then it was Season 4 to Season 6 as far as the rankings go. So the next thing that I'll be going into is my weapons ranking, which out of this game, I'll be talking about my top 5 favorite weapons in this game, plus I will be including 2 like honorable mentions. just because I thought I might as well mention them. And this list isn't really based off the meta or anything like that, and it's mostly just based off of what weapons I most liked using in the game, and it's just which weapons I used the most and which ones I enjoyed the most. So the first honorable mention that I have is the Strider 22, and the reason why this is in the honorable mentions list is because it is a pistol, because it was like a fast firing semi-auto pistol, and I just love semi-auto pistols with a decent fire rate cap on them, and this pistol fit that bill, and it's kind of the reason for why I was always having the Strider 22 as my like pistol secondary if I remembered to change my secondary while I was creating up my classes. Most times you'll see the 9mm PM whenever you go back to watch these videos, but if I needed to, then I would have swapped it to the Strider 22 just because I like that pistol so much. The next honorable mention that I will mention before we get into the top 5 is the X52 Resonator. I was using this thing for a little while after I unlocked it, and for some odd reason I had a lot of fun using this weapon. And only if this weapon came out a little earlier in the game, then maybe it would have made my actual top 5 list in the game, but since it didn't come out till I think season 5 or season 6-ish, that's the reason why it's only in the honorable mentions list. So at the number 5 spot, we kind of have a mix of the AEK 973 and the SWAT 556, both with the full auto conversion kit. I don't think that any of these weapons were like meta, or I think that the base AEK was meta for a while, and then I think that the Growl conversion kit for the SWAT 556 was meta in Warzone for a little bit. But I just liked using these weapons because they made them more viable, in my personal opinion. And while you could just add rapid fire to these like burst weapons to make them burst a little bit faster, it still has its drawbacks of being a burst. And where these two weapons kind of shine is the full auto conversion kit. Originally I had just the AEK 973, but since the AEK and the SWAT are kind of both the same thing and they both got full auto conversion kits, I kind of just morphed them into one. The only thing that I would have loved is if either of these weapons had a fast mags option with the conversion kit, but instead of just having the extended mags. And because of that, I kind of just put this weapon at number 5 because I enjoyed using these two weapons, but I'd just rather use the next 4 weapons more than these two weapons. At the number 4 spot, we have the Ladra SMG, which if you liked fast firing weapons, then this weapon was one of those weapons where like the compact had more recoil while you were firing like full auto with the compact. This weapon had a little bit better of recoil in my personal opinion. And the build that I had with this weapon kind of made it so that I had rapid fire and extended mags too, plus the rest of it, the attachments were like recoil helping attachments that mostly made this thing almost like a laser beam in a way. If I wanted like a fast firing like close quarters gun, then it would be the Ladra SMG, and that's why I put it at number 4. Next on to the number 3 spot, which was the Model L. I don't know if it was the sound of this gun or it was its good recoil or decent feeling damage, but there was this something about this gun that I really liked. The fire rate itself was a little slow, but if you added rapid fire, then it was actually pretty solid. But the slower fire rate makes up for the damage. This was probably the weapon that I would go to the most if I wasn't sniping in the game or trying to use a variety of weapons. But this was my regular go-to weapon for me in the game, and that is why it's at the number 3 spot. And then at the number 2 spot, we have the HDR. Now between this weapon and the number 1 weapon for me in the game, I think this one falls a little short. At first, when this weapon was released, I really wanted to like this weapon because of its really fast aim down sights. But what killed this weapon for me was its fire rate. And because of that, I cannot see putting this weapon at number 1, as the number 1 weapon has both of these things going for it, which is a decently fast ADS, but it has a faster fire rate. And the more that I use the HDR, the more I want it to be able to fire just a tad bit faster with the weapon. If I wanted damage though, then I would have picked the HDR over the number 1 weapon. And I could replace this weapon with the number 1 weapon every other time that I come to think about this list. But with its fire rate, I think that it's honestly best at the number 2 spot. And then as far as the number 1 weapon in the game for me, personally, it was the LW3A1. Like I mentioned before, this and the HDR could be swapped out every time that I go to think about the weapons in this game. But there was something about the LW3 that I had to put it over the HDR. As a sniper user myself, after I get like the main mastery camo in these games, I felt like the ADS was a little bit slower than the HDR, but where it shined was the fire rate of this weapon, because I could hit my consistent shots and I didn't have to be like trying to clock back the weapon by the time that I was dying, because with the LW3 you could fire a lot faster. The only place that the LW3 kind of falls flat is the damage and getting those random odd hit markers. And mostly because of that, then I take the HDR for the damage. But in general, I'd rather take the LW3 for really anything else, and that is why it was my number 1 weapon in this game. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about is my map rankings. And to be honest with you, kind of like last year with the Modern Warfare 3 Seasons video, where I didn't really have anything in particular that or any maps that I really liked playing over any others. This year for Call of Duty was kind of the same thing. Mostly whenever I was hopping on to play this game, I was playing in the small map mosh pit, which had like some face-off maps, but it also had some smaller of the regular like 6v6 maps. And I also would go into face-off mosh pit sometimes from time to time here and there. If I wasn't playing either of those two like mosh pits essentially, then I would play regular team deathmatch, kill confirmed, domination, or hardpoint if I wanted to play on some of the bigger maps, or just play on some different maps in general. I'd also end up playing snipers only if that was in the game, just to see how I compared to others and see what it was like. And I had a decent amount of fun playing in snipers only. And to be honest with you, I would only play stakeout for going for camos and like various other challenges that were in the game, because that was the camos and the challenge map. But besides that, there aren't really any other maps that really come to mind that I'd play over others, because most of these maps were kind of brain rot maps that I think is what kind of divided the fan base of this game and made it so that people didn't really want to play on this game. Because you had half the people wanting to play the brain rot maps, and then you had half the people wanting to play like the regular size maps. And since some of the regular size maps were way too big for like 6v6 and that, then you'd have people going into the brain rot playlist and they'd get sick and tired of that. To be honest with you, I don't really have any favorite maps besides the maps that were kind of in like the small map mosh pit, because that's what I would play the most out of anything in this game. And essentially whatever maps were a part of that like kind of playlist, that's which maps I kind of enjoyed playing the most. So here we go with my stats in the game for multiplayer, or the multiplayer side of things. So overall, I had a time played of 5 days and 55 minutes with around 1,080 games played total. For my lifetime stats, I had a KD of 1.16, which was around 28,267 kills and 24,468 deaths. My win-loss ratio was about 0.82, with 456 wins and 570 losses. My top 3 weapons based off of kills were the LW3 with 1,485 kills. The second place was the HDR with 1,187 kills. And then the third place weapon was the LR with 883 kills. In my stats, my highest kill game was 95 kills. One game, I don't remember when this was, but my average eliminations per game was around 26 per game. And the highest kill streak that I went on in this game, which again, I don't remember which match this was a kill streak of 15. As far as my stats in zombies go, I played a total of 252 matches with a total time played of 5 days, 3 hours, and 50 minutes. I had a total eliminations of 136,120 with a critical ratio of about 2.2. And my exfil ratio was at 0.18, surprisingly, because I failed a lot of exfils. And my highest exfil in a game, I guess, was 41, and that was mostly when I was going for camos. And my highest elimination game was 254, or 2,545 eliminations. Which most of my zombie stats in this game were mostly accumulated when I was going for the Nebula camo, where my stats in multiplayer was kind of half going for dark matter and half playing the game for the rest of the year. And as far as my stats for ranked play goes, I don't have any stats because I didn't play ranked play this year. I kind of wanted to go into it, but I just never ended up going into ranked play. Maybe I'll do it for Black Ops 7, but we'll see. So the next thing that I'm going to be going over is some of the things that I enjoyed about this game. Which the first thing that I will mention is the campaign. And I did really enjoy this campaign, even if some of the missions did just seem like you were going around to random places. This campaign was still pretty decent, and it was better than Modern Warfare 3's last year. And I'd even place it over Modern Warfare 2's from the year prior, but honestly, Modern Warfare 2's was a little bit too long. This game, I feel like, was in that great, like, in-between part of not being too short, but not being too long. It kind of fit right in that middle section, and I really did enjoy this game. Especially more than Black Ops 7's campaign, but we already all know how that turned out. And I enjoyed this campaign for the most part, even if, like, it did seem like some of the missions were kind of just going around to random places. And to be completely honest with you, I also liked how they had the multiple, like, decisions throughout the game to, like, complete the missions. Like, you could choose multiple ways of completing each of the missions. I did enjoy having that back into the game, even if it did just end up, like, resulting in the exact same ending each time. Just having some variation to each time that you end up playing the game was pretty fun. And out of the campaign missions, the ones that I enjoyed the most were the missions Emergence and Separation Anxiety. I kind of like when Call of Duty games get a little bit trippy. Not Black Ops 7 levels of trippy, but when the Black Ops games start to get trippy. And these two missions fit that bill, and I had a blast playing through both of those missions, with Emergence probably being my favorite mission out of this entire game. The next thing that I enjoyed in this game was the zombies in the game. And I think I mostly enjoyed this while I was going for the Nebula camo, but this year for zombies was actually pretty decent. I had a decently fun time playing with my friends when we were going for Easter eggs for the first little bit, and then we all started, like, kind of drifting off. because we were all like either working or doing other things, and we weren't all playing at the same time or playing as much. But I did end up enjoying the zombies in this game, and I had a lot of fun with it. And I think that this is where Treyarch kind of like goes above and beyond compared to like the other studios, is these like the third mode in these games, with zombies being like their main like standout thing. And out of the maps that we got in this game, I mostly enjoyed the maps of Liberty Falls and Shattered Vale out of all the maps that we got in the game. But to be honest with you, they were all really good. So with the other stuff out of the way for the things that I liked, the rest of these like points are going to be all towards the multiplayer side of things. And the first thing that I enjoyed was the camo grind, with it going back to the headshots with a few special camos. Honestly, it was a nice switch up from the like 4 special camos that we had in Modern Warfare 2 and 3, and going back to like the general headshots, and then going for like 2 or so special camos, and then the mastery camo challenges having their own things. Honestly, I'm also happy that this game did not have like weapon level based camo challenges, which is probably why I enjoyed the camo grind this year. The only camo challenges that I didn't truthfully enjoy were the triple kill challenges for the Dark Spine camo challenge, because those really relied on like certain spots and certain maps, but most of the other camo challenges weren't that bad. And I also think that they kind of did a letdown with Dark Matter and Nebula and those like camos being their own separate challenges, instead of just having it so that once you unlock Dark Spine on everything, then you get Dark Matter on everything. Kind of like how Black Ops 7 reverted that and made it so that once you unlocked Tempest on everything, then you get Singularity on everything. And I'm also glad that Black Ops 7 is continuing this with like the headshots and a few special camos afterwards. Plus they made it more so that you're earning like camo challenges at a better rate than going up to 100 headshots, where Black Ops 7 is 80 headshots, and it feels a little bit more fluid. The next thing that I enjoyed was the mix of weapons that we got throughout this game. Even if most of these weapons were kind of like the same type of weapons. I'm mostly talking about the base weapons and like the DLC weapons. I'm not really talking about like the melee weapons or anything like that, because the melee weapons are basically all the same thing. But as far as like the range weapons and that stuff goes, I did like the mix of weapons that we got throughout this year. I also think that the pacing of this game was good. At some points it was a little bit fast for me, but overall I did enjoy this game. And Black Ops 7 has kind of continued that, plus they've made it somehow faster, even though they've got rid of tac sprint. And kind of back onto like the pace with this game, I also think that the TTK, or the time to kill, was at a good spot in this game, because it didn't seem like I was dying in like 2 bullets to every single weapon, but it didn't seem like I was like a bullet sponge to every single weapon either. It was kind of in that like good middle point, and Black Ops 7 kind of also has that same middle point. As far as some of the other things that I liked, I think that the best time to be playing this game was during the early stages of the game, with that being like the honeymoon stage of the game talking. I think that that was like the most prime time to be playing this game, and if you didn't get to experience it during like the early stages of the game, then you probably missed out on this game. That's when most people were having fun, going for camos, just experiencing the game. And kind of after the early stages of like season 1 and 2 is kind of when everything just started going downhill. You could even say that season 1 is when things started going downhill, but I'd say around like season 2 or 3 is when things started going downhill. Personally, I'd say that season 4 and onwards is when it started going downhill, but you could just really say at any point this game went downhill. But I think that the best time to be playing this game was during the early stages, and I enjoyed those first, the early stages of this game. That's when I was having the most fun with this game. And that's mostly because I was going for dark matter and had like a challenge to complete in this game, if you get what I mean. And the last thing that I will mention is in the like things that I liked section of this video is that the most standout thing to me was the introduction of the Omni movement system. I think having this as like our general like movement system in these games should be the general thing. The only thing where I'm gonna say this is what I'm trying to say is like most games in general should have this going forward for the sprinting in any direction. It's sliding and diving in any direction could be there if they wanted it to be, but personally I don't think that it has to be there. Like you could just make it so that you could only slide forward, but you can sprint in any direction. As long as they have sprinting in any direction, I think that that will make the game more fun. But the sliding and diving in any direction, that could be there if they wanted it to be. Or honestly, it does not have to be there if it doesn't have to be, or if they don't want it to be. Basically, I like the Omni movement system. And I think that most games should have like the sprinting in any direction. And if they want the game to be crazy, then they can add sliding and diving in any direction, but I don't think that it has to be there. So the next section of this video is kind of just going to be the things that I didn't really like as much about this game, or just like the dislikes that I had with this game in general. And the first thing that I will mention is kind of the events and the repetitive of the XP events that were in the game kind of just got annoying after some point. Like the events themselves just needed to be like mixed in a little bit better and have like more of a variety of things in the game. And the events just needed to be bigger and not these like small little things that were mostly just bundles and like paid for event tracks, and that was it. Like the events themselves, they were a cool idea, but at the end of the day, they were kind of all just like a major letdown. And to be honest with you, I didn't really like the events in this game. Like some of them weren't that bad, but most of them were like the same thing over and over. And that's where we get into like the XP events side of things. Like the event tracks themselves were mostly all just XP events, and the repetitiveness of those XP events made it so that there wasn't really much of a reasoning to come onto this game to play the newest event, because 9 times out of 10 it was going to be an XP event. They did switch it up a few times and have like a few challenge events in there, but most of the time it was just an XP event. They're not bad, like XP events and that stuff aren't bad. Like I'm not trying to say that they're bad or anything, but just mixing them in with challenge events and XP events and kind of having them go like back and forth between each other, I think that's where the events should have been, instead of just like the repetitiveness of the XP events. And to be honest with you, just as a whole, like the events and the repetitiveness of the XP events, like the event tracks and stuff, those were all just letdowns in my personal opinion. The next thing that I will talk about is, or the next thing that I didn't really like about this game was the bundles and all that stuff in this game. I don't really care if people are gonna come at me and say, oh, those fit like the Black Ops theme and whatnot. Like, I don't care if you're gonna tell me that the bundles and stuff in this game fit the Black Ops theme and stuff like that, but some of these bundles did get a little bit too out there, in my personal opinion. I didn't really enjoy like most of these bundles. Plus the animal skins and like the cell shaded stuff in this game was a little bit too much. Like I get that people like flashy skins and stuff like that. I'm not a person that's gonna say, oh, we just need to have milsim stuff in the game. Like I don't mind if it's a little bit out there but still fits the theme of the game. But when you start putting in like animal skins and like cell shaded stuff that just doesn't fit with the art style of the game, then that's when you start to have these major problems. The only reason why I did buy like a few bundles in the game that may have come with like a few random skins was mostly just because they came with blue tracer rounds for the weapons that I kind of liked using. And I also ended up getting the octopus bundle, which came with like an octopus wood skin. I never ended up using that wood skin, and I just rocked the regular wood skin the entire time. And the only reason why I bought that bundle was for the HDR skin that came with an octopus. Because randomly during one video, I saw somebody go through like the weapon inspect of that thing. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, I need to buy this bundle. Like, I don't know what it was, but there was something about it that I just told myself, hey, I need to buy this bundle. And so I bought it. But mostly in general, I will say that if they keep to like milsim and they keep to the art style of the game and they don't go too far out there, then honestly the bundles and that stuff will sell decently well. Like from what I'm seeing in Black Ops 7 currently, there aren't too many crazy skins, but we are only in season 1 of the game, so I guess I'll have to update people later on as we go through like the seasons of that game. So the next thing on the dislike section was kind of the aftermarket parts equivalent to Modern Warfare 3, and how in this game they were kind of like a letdown. Most of these weapon or like these aftermarket parts were pretty big letdowns and hurt the gun more than they changed the gun to make it more fun and usable. Like some of these conversion kits weren't horrible, and the only ones that kind of stood out to me were the SWAT like full auto conversion kit, the AEK full auto conversion kit, the TR2 full auto conversion kit, and the 9mm PM like skull splitter barrel. Most of the other ones I found were either just not very good, not worth using, or didn't change up the weapon merely enough as it should have. And to be honest with you, this year with Call of Duty Black Ops 7, these seem to be like changing, and it seems to be more of like an aftermarket part system of Modern Warfare 3. The only part where we're kind of missing is like these main like conversion kit type things that transform like these guns into different guns. That's the only part of this thing that we're missing from Black Ops 7 currently. But besides that, the conversion kits just in general, or like the aftermarket parts or conversion kits or whatever the hell they were called in this game, they were kind of just letdowns compared to Modern Warfare 3. And if Black Ops 7 kind of starts making it so that like the weapons change up a decent amount, then that won't be on this list. But if they continue kind of going down the same route, then it might be on this list. But to be honest with you, Black Ops 7's is currently better than Black Ops 6's. And the next thing on the dislike section, which was the size of the maps in this game. To be honest with you, the small maps ruined this game for a lot of people, and the bigger maps were just too big of maps in this game. This year was, out of all years, was kind of more of that brain rot simulator of maps, and it made this game not as fun to play for like longer durations. And that's why you would only see people playing this game for like an hour or two a week. Like not an hour or two a day, but an hour or two a week. I continued playing this game just because it was something simple to boot up, but I think that just like the map design in this game was a little bit too dumb. Like the bigger maps were a little bit too big, and the smaller brain rot maps were just too much. And it sucks that they kind of took what Cold War did in its like later half of the life cycle and made it like a full-fledged thing, instead of kind of just adding like a map or two, or like a map to that like brain rot-esque playlist per season. Instead they added like 2 to 3 of these brain rot size maps each season, and it kind of just ruined the regular size maps and kind of just made it so that you only wanted to play those maps. But you get sick and tired of those maps pretty fast because it's just the same thing over and over and over and over. So like the size of the maps in this game were a little bit let down. Even though I said like the pacing of this game was good because that's just the player base, the size of the maps were a little bit too big, to be completely fair. The last thing that I will mention in the dislike section was the SBMM in this game, or the skill-based matchmaking of this game. To be honest with you, skill-based matchmaking in this game, I don't know what it is compared to the other games that we've had like come out that had skill-based matchmaking in them. I don't know why, but I felt like this game was like on a whole nother level. Maybe it was because this game was put onto Game Pass, so a lot of people got this game via Game Pass, and you just had more players just playing this match. But it seemed like skill-based matchmaking was at an all-time high in this game. For me, personally, I felt like whenever I would do good one match, then it would be a shit show for the next 5 to 7 matches till skill-based would calm back down, put me into that one good match again, and then next 5 to 7 matches would be like this skill-based hell. Like sometimes you'd win in this skill-based hell, but it wouldn't be like a very fun experience. From what I know, Black Ops 7 currently has like a little bit more toned down version of skill-based matchmaking, and to be honest with you, it seems better than the skill-based matchmaking that we had in this game. I know that Black Ops 7 said that they were supposed to have the open-based matchmaking at launch, and people have kind of figured out that it's like still skill-based, but it's just not heavily as marketed. Or maybe it is still the same, like, heavy as skill-based matchmaking. To me personally, it feels more open than the skill-based matchmaking than we had in Black Ops 6. To be honest with you, I'm kind of glad that this was the last game that would feature, like, this strong skill-based matchmaking as, like, the default matchmaking. I don't know if like next year's game is going to have like this strong skill-based matchmaking or if it's going to have a more open style matchmaking, but I guess we'll have to see. I hope that it doesn't go back to like this awful skill-based matchmaking shit. The only place that skill-based matchmaking honestly belongs is in ranked play, and that's just so then you're going up against people who are of similar rank to you or of similar skill. It shouldn't be in the normal playlist. I mean, I guess if it helps with player retention, then they're gonna keep it. I think that this game was just a little bit too overkill for the skill-based matchmaking side of things, and I think that a lot of people would agree with me. Where BO7 has this more of an open matchmaking style, and personally I kind of like playing it more than Black Ops 6's like strict skill-based matchmaking type shit. I don't know. But that's basically my list of dislikes in this game. So I guess I will move into my overall thoughts. Alrighty then, so my overall thoughts on Black Ops 6 and if I enjoyed this game or not. And to be honest with you, even with the dislikes that I just said, I did enjoy this game, don't get me wrong. And I think that this game had the footprint to be a great game, and it wanted to be a great game, but it couldn't make the mark. Whether you're looking at the dislike section on the reasons for why it couldn't make the mark, or if you're wanting to look at the great side and to realize that it was a great game, honestly you could go either side, and that's kind of why I'd rank this game in the middle of the COD games, just based off the campaign and zombies. And while I had fun with the multiplayer in this game, the maps are just what made it not as fun. This game was supposed to be the Modern Warfare 2 to last year's like back-to-back games with Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. So Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 6 were kind of in like the same category, while Black Ops 7 and Modern Warfare 3 are kind of like the equal games in those back-to-back games. If you get what I mean, then you get what I mean. If you don't, then Modern Warfare 2 essentially equals Black Ops 6 as far as like content and stuff goes, while Black Ops 7 equals Modern Warfare 3 as far as content and stuff goes. It's the same case for the campaigns, where both Modern Warfare 2's and Black Ops 6's campaigns were great, and Black Ops 7 and Modern Warfare 3's campaigns weren't that good. To be honest with you, I'd still rather play Black Ops 6 over Modern Warfare 2 for most aspects of the game, mostly being multiplayer and zombies as like third mode. But I'd rather play... Wait, what the fuck? No, I wouldn't. So to be honest with you, I'd still rather play this game over Modern Warfare 2 for most aspects of the game, including the multiplayer side of things. But I'd honestly rather play Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 7 over Black Ops 6 for the multiplayer side of things. As far as the campaign side, you could really choose either Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 6. I'd personally choose Black Ops 6 because I kind of like these Black Ops sub-series campaigns more than I do the Modern Warfare sub-series of games, and that could be something controversial to say, but I'm going to stand on my opinion. But on the campaign side of things, I'd rather play Black Ops 6, so you already know what I'm choosing for there. And for the zombie side of things, I'd really choose either Black Ops 6 or Black Ops 7. Modern Warfare 3's zombies was fun, but I think that Black Ops 7's like endgame mode, which Modern Warfare 3 zombies and Black Ops 7 endgame are essentially the same exact thing. It's just, I'd rather play Black Ops 7's endgame more than I would play Modern Warfare 3 zombies. That's just my personal opinion, and as far as the campaign goes, I'd just rather play Black Ops 6's, but for multiplayer, I'd rather play Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops 7 over Black Ops 6, just for like the brain rot style of maps choices, and Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 7 current has like the better maps compared to Black Ops 6 in my personal opinion. And for zombies, you could either pick Black Ops 6 or Black Ops 7, but I don't know which game I'd rather choose over those two. I kind of have to wait and see with Black Ops 7 as far as like the zombies maps that come out with this game, but you could really choose either or. And for Modern Warfare 3 zombies, it's kind of a matchup with Black Ops 7's endgame mode, but I'd still rather play Black Ops 7 endgame, to be completely fair. Overall, I did really like this game, and there were a few things that were holding it back for me for what I'd personally want in a Call of Duty game. I did enjoy this game and while I was playing it, but still the dislikes section of this game is where it was kind of like holding it back. But overall, I'd rank it kind of in like a C or a B. If it's a good day, then I'd do B, and then if it's a mediocre day or a bad day, then I'd rank it C. So sorry again if this video, or that this video kind of turned out the way that it did. I still wanted to make a final video going over things with Black Ops 6, but I just couldn't do it in the way that I wanted to. I did really want to make that Seasons video, and I had everything for it. It's just, for some odd reason, when it came to rendering, this video just did not want to render. So this was my next best option, and I'm going to make sure that this video, or like the Seasons video, will happen for Black Ops 7 and not make the same mistakes, and kind of just edit the entire video into one like major timeline instead of editing each season as their own separate things and kind of adding them in and going from there, because I think that's what screwed this up. But with everything that I could do, I still just wanted to make this final Black Ops 6 video, just going over everything. And this will probably be the last Black Ops 6 video, or Black Ops 6 related video on the channel. Besides, if I ever come back to play this game, this will probably be the last Black Ops 6 centered video. Even though there is Black Ops 7 gameplay in the video, I'm still mostly just talking about Black Ops 6, not Black Ops 7. Which currently I am enjoying my time with Black Ops 7, even if I have drifted off to play other games like Minecraft. I still keep on coming back to this game, and I'm glad that I can say that. But you know, when this game's life cycle is over, I'll probably be making up that Seasons video, and I can't wait to see you guys there. I'm going to try to make that video around an hour and a half long, but you can come back to this video and tell me that I'm wrong if it ends up being longer than that. And also, as far as like, I'm currently enjoying like Black Ops 7, we're only in Season 1 for this game, so I'm going to have to like wait and see how far, or like how it ends up shaping out throughout the year. I could come back and say an entirely different thing about Black Ops 7 during like the Seasons video, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see for that video to come out in the future. But yeah, that's mostly going to be the ending of this video. Again, sorry that this couldn't be the Seasons video that I kind of wanted to make. I'm going to make one for next year with Black Ops 7, and I'm kind of just going to edit it all as one big major project and kind of just go from there. So then that video does end up coming out and being the video that I want it to be. But anyways, I guess I hope you guys have all enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely do not forget to leave a like. Definitely comment down below on what else you'd want to see from the channel. And as far as next week's videos go, I'll be starting to upload the Singularity series on Black Ops 7. So you have that to look forward to with the Shatter Gold and the Arclight melees and launchers. That's what I will be uploading next week, along with Spider-Man 2 probably. And also do not forget to subscribe for more to come out into the future, because with my channel there will definitely be more stuff coming out in the future. As always, like I just said, the Singularity series is happening on this channel, and I might even go into Endgame to get the Genesis camo, which I've already started working on. As far as infestation and that stuff goes, we'll kind of see where I am and what I feel like doing when those videos start to come out. But if you do end up subscribing, definitely do not forget to turn on the notification bell, so then you know whenever I do upload some videos. But yeah guys, I guess it's been me, Spider-1, and peace out.